The prophet Daniel saw visions of beasts, empires, and a mysterious little horn who would speak against God. But what if I told you those prophecies are unfolding right now? From AI surveillance to a new temple rising in Jerusalem and global peace treaties being whispered behind closed doors, the countdown has begun. Stay with me, and you'll discover how the book of Daniel predicted the world we're stepping into and what comes next might shake your soul. Speaking head, comment below. Do you believe we're living in the final days of Daniel's prophecy? Backhand index pointing down. Before we start, we'd like to ask for your support. If you enjoy our video, please hit the like button. This will help us reach more people and create content for you. Now let's get started with today's video. In the 6th century before Christ, a young Hebrew prophet named Daniel was taken captive by Babylon. Amid empires rising and falling, Daniel was shown visions of monstrous kingdoms, cosmic conflict, and a final ruler who would blaspheme God and change the world order. These weren't just symbolic dreams. They were timelines, clues, and now, nearly 2,600 years later, the puzzle pieces are snapping into place. The statue in Nebuchadnezzar's dream, the terrifying fourth beast, the 10 horns, the little horn, the covenant with many, the time of trouble. What if Daniel's visions weren't just for Israel, but for you? Daniel saw for beasts, for world empires. Babylon, Persia, Greece, and then the fourth, Rome, ironclad and terrifying. But the prophecy doesn't end in the past. The 10 horns on the fourth beast? They point to a final world system, a confederation of kings or regions. And from them rises the most chilling figure of all, Collision, the little horn. He has eyes like a man, speaks arrogant words, and makes war on the saints. This is the Antichrist. And here's the terrifying part. The foundation of this global empire is being laid right now. A global digital economy, universal surveillance, religious unity movements. Are these the 10 horns forming? Is the little horn already among us? Speaking head, comment below. Who or what do you think the little horn represents? Daniel interprets King Nebuchadnezzar's dream. For metals equals 4 empires. But the feet? Iron and clay, mixed, unstable. A divided kingdom. It's strong like iron, but brittle and ready to collapse. What does that sound like? A world of superpowers bound by fragile alliances, UN, NATO, EU, but riddled with division. Visual, world leaders shaking hands awkwardly, nations pulling out of treaties, collapsing economies. And just as the feet reach the breaking point, a stone not cut by human hands smashes the statue. Clapperboard visual, glowing white meteor crashes into the statue, Christ's return. That stone is Jesus, returning not as the Lamb, but as the King. Daniel prophesied that a 7-year covenant would be confirmed with many nations. And in the middle of that week, the covenant is broken, and the abomination of desolation is set up in the temple. But here's what most people miss. This isn't just any peace deal. It involves Israel. It includes sacrifices resuming. And it opens the door for the rebuilding of the third temple. Clapperboard visual, red heifers, Temple Mount model, priestly garments being sewn. As of today, the Temple Institute in Jerusalem is ready. All that's missing is permission. Speaking head, question for viewers. If a world leader confirms a 7-year peace deal involving Israel, would you recognize the sign? Backhand index pointing down. Seal up the book until the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. That's what Daniel was told. And today, we travel the world in hours. We carry supercomputers in our pockets. We're on the edge of artificial general intelligence, genetic engineering, and quantum computing. Clapperboard visual, AI talking, brain implants, global data maps, self-replicating robots. Could this prophecy be about our generation, the first that fits this description in all of history? And then, Daniel has shown the end. A time of trouble unlike any before it. A global shaking, war, plagues, martyrdom, cosmic signs, but also a deliverance. Clapperboard visual, earthquakes, darkened skies, persecuted Christians, then glowing figures rising in light. Michael shall stand up, and those whose names are written in the book shall be delivered. Speaking head, question for viewers. Is your name written in that book? Are you ready? The prophecies of Daniel are not mythology. They're a divine blueprint. The empires rose. The beasts marched. The people of the covenant returned. And now, the final pieces are falling into place. Clapperboard visual. Timeline over centuries zooms rapidly toward present day, ending with glowing words. Daniel 12 verse 10, the wise shall understand. Seal up the vision, Daniel, for it is for the time of the end. Clapperboard suddenly, the seal cracks open, and fire floods the screen, signaling that the seal has been broken in our time. Clapperboard Jesus, post-crucifixion, descends into Hades. The gates shatter. Old Testament saints rise with him. A powerful visual showing the bridge between Daniel's end-time hope and Christ's fulfillment. He conquered death, and he's coming again, not as a suffering servant, but as a ruling king. What Daniel saw is happening. The world is spiraling toward a climax. But you don't have to fear. You can know the one who holds the scroll, the one who shattered the statue, the one who's coming again in power. Do you believe we're living in Daniel's final days? What prophecy do you see unfolding right now? Backhand index pointing right, comment below. Let's wake up the world, together. This is not the end. It's the beginning of eternity. Subscribe for more. Because Daniel's prophecies are just the start. Clapperboard visuals, glowing scriptures, trumpets sounding, people looking toward the sky. Be wise. Be watchful. Be ready. Counterclockwise arrows button encourage likes, shares, comments with every mystery drop.